Hello and welcome to the Ice Guys. This is the show that takes you into the world of the National Hockey League. Every game, every day, from a betting perspective. With pro sports handicappers, Ian Cameron, Alex B. Smith, and various guests from the world of hockey and sports betting. And now, here's your host, Ian Cameron.
Welcome to the Ice Guys, Wednesday, December the 3rd. Ian Cameron, Alex B. Smith with you, ready to break down the Wednesday NHL slate. Not a bad card, not a bad Wednesday slate. You know, it's always a little less than normal on a Tuesday or Thursday, but still some good games to break down. We'll recap Tuesday's action in just a minute, but first, before we get to that, I know everyone's going to be excited about this. I'm pretty sure we have some breaking news for you.
This is breaking news from the Ice Guys.
It's a betcast night. Yes, indeed. Yep. It is a Patreon-exclusive live betcast night. It is tonight. We are having it, and we are excited about it. Our Patreon-exclusive live betcast for the month of December, tonight, starting at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. We decided to have it early in the month because, look, people are going to be traveling. It's going to be hectic later in the month as we get closer to Christmas and New Year's. We wanted to have it earlier in the month, and we wanted to have it on a night where we could pick a night where there's just, a few early games that we'll really be able to focus on and give you a nice solid, 3-hour betcast. It'll be just like the first Patreon betcast in November. We're not going to go all night, but we'll give you 3 hours, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll take you through the conclusion of the 3 early games tonight: Dallas, New Jersey, Buffalo, Philadelphia, Winnipeg, Montreal. We'll definitely go through those 3 games, and we will basically sign off whenever the last of those 3 games, Winnipeg, Montreal, concludes. So we're excited about it tonight. Another Patreon-exclusive live betcast. So again, exclusive to Patreon members. Very important to point that out. So again, $10 per month, patreon.com/iceguys, Patreon exclusive live betcast. We are excited about it. It's fun. It's a little more of a, cozier crowd, if you will. We have less people because it's just our Patreon members, but it kind of makes it even more, VIP, if you will, a VIP type of experience with the betcast. So again, there you see it. Patreon exclusive live betcast tonight. That's actually Wednesday, not Tuesday. Wednesday, December the 3rd, tonight, starting at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. DM or email. Obviously, any of us, if you're Patreon members, obviously, and we will make sure we get the link to you. We've just posted the announcement about it on the Patreon page as well. So if you're not watching the show right now, but you're a Patreon member, you're now finding out, obviously, about the betcast as well. So like I said, we're excited about it. 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern tonight. Nice 3-hour betcast. And like I said, we'll take you through the Jets, Habs, Sabres, Flyers, which is the TNT game, by the way, the first TNT game tonight of their doubleheader, and Stars, Devils. So we've got those 3 games going on tonight. So again, looking forward to that. Patreon exclusive live betcast, 7 p.m. Eastern tonight. All right, looking back on Tuesday, it was a great betting night. Great, really, overall. Best bet, Montreal, Ottawa over, Sens win 5-2. We cashed that, which was good to see. Ottawa with a very impressive win. What did we tell you about Sam Montembeault, too? Had a great start against Vegas. I wasn't buying into him being as good and putting 2 good starts in a row together, and that's what we saw. He struggled. Now, they didn't play great defensively in front of him. The team was not good in front of the goalie either. But still, Montembeault has not been able to put 2 great performances together. And after that great showing he had in Vegas last Friday, when Montreal won 4-1 in Vegas, he could not duplicate it last night. So 5-2, Ottawa gets the win there. Boston falls short of their comeback bid. Detroit hangs on 5-4. We did end up cashing the Boston team total over 2.5, despite the Bruins losing that game. We just said we're going to have to start hammering this when Gibson's in net, because Gibson's been giving up 4 goals or more repeatedly in his starts, and he did so once again last night for Detroit. But the Red Wings do get the goal support, run support, if you will, for Gibson, and get enough to defeat the Bruins 5-4. The Islanders snapped the red-hot Tampa Bay Lightning win streak, and they beat the Lightning 2-1 last night. So a nice win there for the New York Islanders, a much-needed win. It's been a struggle on this homestand for them after the great road trip. So Nice comeback there. And you knew, I guess, at some point Tampa had to lose with all the injuries they've been dealing with. But last night they end up falling to the New York Islanders. Toronto, plus price, cashed a ticket there. The Leafs 4-1 victory over the Panthers. Watching that game last night, Alex, and seeing how Toronto controlled the flow, pretty much start to finish, controlled the flow. Florida's in big trouble, man. I'm almost at that point now with Florida. They really are. I know that they're talking now that Cool Mint is going to be back by the end of the month. Matthew Tkachuk has started skating again, and he's going to be back probably sooner than people think. But you don't want to put yourself in a spot where you've dug yourself a hole, too big of a hole. And now with that loss, the Florida Panthers are the team sitting dead last in the Eastern Conference. And I know everyone outside of Sunrise in South Florida are not shedding too many tears about that right now. But nevertheless, like Florida has got issues, whether it's Bobrovsky being inconsistent, whether it's the lack of offense from their bottom six. Bottom six has not given them much offensively. And really their defensive discipline and details have really gone awry. They are not defending at the level that the Florida Panthers typically defend. And that's a problem too. But give Toronto credit. That was a great game. They needed to follow up the Pittsburgh win. You can't just be doing this win one, lose one nonsense. You got to put wins together. And finally, Toronto was able to do that with a nice 4-1 win. And we cashed the money line and team total split with the Leafs in that game. We got this one partially. Well, we got the over 5.5 part of the over bifecta in Nashville, but bad call with Calgary. Devin Cooley, obviously not great last night, finally back down to earth. He got pulled in that game, but give credit to Nashville. Played a pretty good game and beat Calgary there 5-1. Workman-like effort for a Colorado team that's been battling the illness bug of late. Not pretty, but effective. 3-1 workman-like win against Vancouver last night in that game. And how about the performance, once again, of Jesper, the Brick Wallstead, right now for the Minnesota Wild. Unbelievable performance again. Highlight reel save with the right pad in the second period. If you didn't see the game live, make sure you see that save. It was incredible. He was just rock steady. You know what I love about Wallstead? His positioning is good. He's on top of his angles. He's very athletic. He can move. He can make acrobatic saves. And he's got such calmness and poise in between the pipes as well. It's just been very, very fun to watch. I'll be honest, it's more fun to watch because we've been betting on Minnesota a lot lately with Jesper Wallstead in net, including last night. That was a great result. We had Minnesota first goal, first period, plus 150. That's now 7 of the last 8 home games. The Edmonton Oilers have given up the first goal of the game. Happened again last night. We had that. We had the plus 130 underdog winner with Minnesota. That was Alex's best bet on the show yesterday as well. So great to hit that. It was a little hairy when Edmonton got that power play with 30 seconds left, but Minnesota was able to close it out. 1-0 shutout and another Rembrandt from Jesper Wallstead in that game. Very entertaining game with Chicago and Vegas. It really was. This was a really good hockey game. The overtime was nuts. Absolutely insane. Even in a losing effort in a shootout 4-3, Connor Bedard was sensational again. One of the most ridiculous releases you're going to see with that perfect shot. Right top corner, beating Carter Hart for the 3-2 go-ahead goal in the third period. Chicago had so many opportunities to separate in that game. They had a couple power plays in the third when it was 3-2. Couldn't cash in. It was a rough night for the power play. That was the one negative for Chicago last night. Power play really struggled and had a chance to really bury Vegas if it had come through for them in that third period. I knew as long as Vegas kept that 3-2, I'm like, uh-oh. You always have that feeling. Look out, watch them tie it. They did. Obviously with Braden Bowman, 3-3 late in the third. The overtime was crazy. Give Carter Hart credit. I thought he was really shaky early. He got better as the game went on. He was very good in the third. Couldn't do anything about the Bedard shot. He was really good in overtime, made a couple big saves. Of course, Knight had an unbelievable save against Hannafin in the overtime. Absolutely ridiculous stop. But then Vegas prevails in the shootout, albeit, even though Vegas won in the shootout, the Bedard shootout goal, I don't know if I've seen many better than that. Like the hands, the patience to open up the wickets and the 5-hole of Hart and to just snap it right through it, and just the patience, the poise, the hands, the stick handling, everything about that goal was just spectacular from Connor Bedard. Like I said, one of the better shootout goals I've seen. I know it's kind of hollow because it's in a losing cause, but still, that was a heck of a shootout goal there from Connor Bedard. 4-3. We went 5-2, by the way, in that game alone. Chicago goal in the first cashed. We had Chicago team total for the game. We had the over by Fecta, and we had a sliver of the draw at plus 410. The only things we missed on were Chicago first goal because Vegas got it, and then Chicago scored right after. And the other one we missed was the small piece of the money line on Chicago. That's it. 5-2 in that game, though, which was a great game, great betting result. And then we ended the night with, look, I'm glad I went ahead with this. I did end up taking a small bit of Washington here. I taught myself in. I didn't trust LA. I know long flight, coast-to-coast travel from the game against the Islanders on the road to LA. Not the greatest spot for Washington, but I'm like, this is dirt cheap for this team that's on a win streak right now. And I don't trust LA. And sure enough, the Capitals get the 3-1 road win last night against the LA Kings in that game. And yeah, the offense has just gone dry. 100%, says Tim, our good buddy in the chat, one of our great Patreon members. I'm sure we'll see him on the betcast tonight. Yeah, they're not scoring right now, and that's sometimes what can happen for this LA Kings team. And they're in one of those offensive droughts right now, no question. Alex, your thoughts on a very busy Tuesday?
Yeah, busy Tuesday. The two games that I watched the most, obviously, were the Wild game and the Hawks game. And that Wild game, that's huge to get from Wallstead in the midst of a hot run to have him steal you a game. Because essentially that's what that was. Anytime you talk about 1-0, especially against a team like Edmonton and you're on the road, you're stealing the game. Like I said, you're making big saves. And then the Oilers pressed and had chances, but there's still, like I said, there's something off with that team. Because there was the puck movement. There's just something different where there was chances and times where I'm looking, okay, maybe I'll bet Edmonton next goal. There was about 3 times during the game where I kind of felt like they had some momentum, but they just weren't able to really put it together. And then when they did get the shots off, Wallsted's making big saves. So yeah, it was a good win for the Wild. They have to continue to get good goaltending from him, though, when you have nights where the offense doesn't step up. We've seen this from the Wild at times where you have these great 4-goal, 5-goal games. Everybody's contributing up and down the lineup. Then all of a sudden, the offense goes cold. So that's going to be the one issue, is that how can Wallstead handle the nights where he's not getting the goal support, as you were saying in reference to with Gibson and Detroit. There's sometimes where Wild goalies run into that. And that's the one thing you want to see. If he can overcome that, like I said, everybody was talking about grabbing tickets for him with the Calder. I know some people have Terry's got him at 30-1. Some people got 20, 25-1. We saw 10-1 now. You might want to grab a piece of that now, because those numbers are only going to continue to drop as well as he plays. But if he can play well while that team has nights off offensively, the sky's the limit for the Wild, and they're getting those lucky bounces. Whereas the Hawks, as good as they're playing at times, they're getting some unlucky bounces. And that was a good game last night, back and forth. Like I said, Bedard looked fantastic. Not just the shootout goal, but the third period goal where he absolutely undresses Shea Theodore and cooks Carter Hart. He looked like Patrick Kane out there making those kind of moves, the way his hands looked. And that's what we've been hoping to see and been seeing for the last couple of weeks as he continues to grow and get comfortable. And he could put the game on his stick at any point. And that's what we've been waiting to see from this guy. Frank Nazar looked good. He had a couple of solid chances. This team, like I said, they're playing well, playing against, and that's a hard spot to go, open a road trip against a Vegas team. They're going to be coming out hot and heavy. Carter Hart, like I said, looked fantastic as the game went on. And that's something I think we have to kind of handicap him with the first couple of starts as he's now with Vegas. As you mentioned yesterday, it wasn't the most confident of words saying, he still needs work, but we're going to give him the start. Like, maybe you should have left him in Henderson, but obviously you have to go with the stronger of your options. And Rusty be damned, Carter Hart is still a better goalie than a Carl Lindbaum or an Akira Schmidt. But the way we can handicap, Vegas games with him moving forward, we've been already riding those first period overs. Maybe he's shaky early and then he settles in.
Yeah.
So maybe, we start looking at, like I said, live totals, things of that nature. But that's that was the note that I made with Hart. He looked much better in the second, third period and overtime and shootout than he did certainly within that first frame.
Yeah, not to mention, I had the full game over last night. I had already cashed, first period. Like, it was already going to be a pretty good game overall, but I was getting worried about the over 6 in last night's game when it was 1-1 past the midway mark. And I'm like, you know what? These Carter Hart's settling down a little bit. They are defending pretty well in front of him. And I'm like, I don't know if this full game over is going to get there. Now, it still did. But at that point, and it's a sign that, yeah, there could be some early struggles in games for Hart. and then he gets stronger and better as the game goes on. That's clearly what we saw out of him last night. He was excellent in the overtime. The overtime was his best work of the night. Carter Hart. He had to when Chicago was buzzing in the Vegas zone for like 2 minutes straight in that overtime, and he had to make a couple of really big saves there in that game. So, like I said, that was very, very good to see for a Vegas perspective. And you're right. After one start, he's already got, I think I saw a better save percentage than the other goalies on the roster. So that tells you all you need to know about the state of Vegas's goaltending. And there's a scenario where, let's say Adin Hill comes back and he struggles. There's a scenario that in the playoffs, Carter Hart could be the goalie for this team. Yeah, it's possible. Yeah. It's possible. And by then, you would think all that rust and all the concerns about his, getting reacclimated again to playing in the NHL, that's going to be gone by then. And you would think that he's going to be certainly at his best. So that's something to keep in mind. No question about that. Yeah, Perlo, I sent you the link. Check it. But yeah, come on in. We're waiting for you. All right. Next up, Wednesday, NHL action. Let's get into it. We'll begin with Dallas and New Jersey. We've got New Jersey minus 115, home favorites. The total here sitting at 5.5 across the board in this game. Dallas, tough loss last night, right? They're up 2-1. The Rangers have struggled at home. You think they're going to put that game away, and the Rangers ended up tying it with about a couple minutes left in the third. And then, of all people, the defenseman, Vladislav Gavrikov, with the overtime winner for the New York Rangers last night in getting that 3-2 win against the New York Rangers. Back-to-back spot for them. And obviously the real unfortunate news for Dallas that Tyler Seguin injured his ACL last night against the New York Rangers, and he's likely done for the rest of the season, which is very unfortunate. You hate to see that. Obviously, this is a guy where the odometer is getting close to the end as far as the Tyler Seguin's career. So you don't know how many opportunities he's going to have to participate in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and to see that happen to him is just awful news. And now it's just a question of how long is he going to be out, and we'll see about that. It sounds like it's going to be for maybe the rest of the season, but we don't know that for sure. They've still got to talk to the doctors. Now, they will be able to use the almost $10 million in cap space that would become available if Tyler Seguin is ruled out for the rest of the regular season and playoffs to obviously add at the trade deadline, which I could definitely see this Dallas team doing. But like I said, that's an unfortunate loss for them. And a veteran player like Tyler Seguin. Jake Ottinger is going to start tonight after they gave DeSmith the starting opportunity last night. We should see Jacob Markstrom for New Jersey. And as you know, I'm not a fan of what I'm seeing out of Jacob Markstrom of late. He hasn't been at his best. He's been fighting the puck. I think he had a decent game against Detroit. And really outside of that, he's definitely had some issues as far as his confidence is concerned. So I've kind of bunch of different ways here in this game toward Dallas rather than just piling on, because I like Dallas here minus 105, nice price. They've won 4 straight in New Jersey. They've also scored 4+ goals in 4 straight games in New Jersey against the Devils. They've really played well here over the years. So I'm going to go Dallas money line split with Dallas team total in this game against a goalie in Jacob Markstrom that I'm not fully trusting. So I like that. I was leaning to the full game over because of what Jonathan Davis was saying about the Markstrom starts have been kind of trending that way. But the Dallas back-to-backs have all gone under. So it's kind of a conflict there. But I am on the over 2.5 minus 145 Dallas team total. Dallas money line plus 105 split primarily here in this game tonight. Alex, what do you think? Stars, Devils?
So this is the only game where I have a pass and I'm waiting for a live. Like you said, I want to see if Dallas can come out. It's going to be a kind of a next man up mentality, I would feel like, with no Seguin in the lineup. And maybe they can, like I said, reverse that course of where they've been trending to the under in the second of back-to-backs, come out and get all over a New Jersey team early. So I want to see what the pace is looking like. We have the betcast tonight. This is when I'll be jumping in for.
Yeah, I lean Dallas first goal, first period too, but I think there's some better. I probably will sprinkle on that.
You can wait for that. You can wait for that live too.
Yeah. But you'll get a decent price on that, but you'll get a little better price if you wait just a little bit in game, no doubt. But Perlo with us now. Perlo, what do you think here, Dallas, New Jersey?
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned that about the overs for the 5.5 because I was in between over or team total under for Jersey because I also like the Stars team total over. I got it at a 3 at a really good price as soon as it opened up. but I also have a 3.5 as well. But I mean,
Yeah,
if we're
I
looking
want to
towards
point
an
out
under,
you can't get 2.5 better than -145. So if you don't want to pay that price, lay that kind of juice, you can get the 3 at something a little bit better.
2.5 is a great price too at -145. But I mean, if I like the team total over and I don't like the over, I guess I'm going to go New Jersey team total under as well. I think that's why I'll go here rather than the over. I did put a little bit on the draw. The main thing, the reason why I did that, it is 3 games in 4 nights for the Stars. It really depends on how they react to that Seguin news. Is it going to be like kind of a downer and let's get home, or is it going to be let's go play hard and for Seg? So I think it's probably the latter. So I'll take the team total over. But Jersey's been playing to a lot of draws, and I could see it happening. And I took the Stars at -105. I just don't. Even when Jersey was winning there, I'm kind of upset with myself that I took them over Columbus, because I was saying on my show that I don't like the way they're winning. They're not looking good winning. And then they lose to Columbus. And I don't trust Sheldon Keefe to correct anything. I've mentioned that several times before. I think he's a terrible coach, and I think they would be a lot better if they switched him out. But that's what I have in that. I do think Ben will have a great game for his bro there. So I got him for a goal and an assist. He's getting over 1.5 shots and Rantanen over 1.5 shots in a parlay. That should hit. I mean, I've been hitting that pretty much every time Dallas plays, and it's been hitting every time. Hintz is. I'm gonna figure that maybe this will be one more shot. He was hot for a while. He's kind of cooled off, and I'm gonna take Bork. He's going up on the second line plus 600. I'm going to give him a shot that he steps up there and plays hard for his team after the second loss. Oh, Meyer over 3.5 shots and Grziak over 2.5 shots. Those are the ones that are not normal that everybody's going to pick.
Yeah, Glenn Gulletson said it last night. We didn't have our best effort because they got outchanced pretty good by the Rangers last night. They'll probably be looking to play a little bit better here tonight. I still like Jamie Benn tonight, even though he didn't score last night. It broke a mini little 2-game goal scoring streak, but he's with Hintz and Robertson, it looks like. And it looks like Sam Steele with Wyatt Johnston and Mikko Rantanen. So Sam Steele's probably got a little bit of value as far as props are concerned tonight here for this game. So like I said, we'll see how it plays out. And like I said, I think Ben and Steele would be my targets for Dallas props. And like I said, Dallas, I've got them money line and team total over split here in this game. Again, they've won 4 straight here in New Jersey. And yes, it's back-to-back, but they're undefeated on a back-to-back. That's number 1. And number 2, this is not your standard, woe is us back-to-back. You were in New York last night. You're in New Jersey tonight. You stay in the same hotel. You don't have any air travel. So it's like I said, these are the digestible back-to-back situations when you play New York, New Jersey, or New Jersey, New York, in back-to-back games. You can handle it a lot better, no question. All right, next up, we've got Buffalo and Philadelphia. Buffalo -130, road favorites, 6 the total here in this game. I always say Sabres off a good win. I don't want to back them, and I certainly don't want to lay -130 with them on the road. But I'm not bullish on taking Philly, at least not pregame, because I don't know. Ersson to me bothers me still. It's been it's been more down than up from him this season in net for the Flyers, and he's going to get the start here tonight for the Philadelphia Flyers. His numbers have certainly not been great, not been stellar, and this is a guy that was a big fan and still is of Ersson. Angelou's Tyson Forster now, who leads you in goals, so that's going to hurt the Flyers a little bit. Tyson Forster had been playing well, but Ersson's 3.09 goals against, .859 save percentage is not great. He's given up 3 goals or more in 6 of his 8 starts. No question. That is definitely a little bit concerning here for Ersson in this game. And then you counter that with Buffalo. And obviously, we know who they got back the other night in their 5-1 win against Winnipeg. Josh Norris, like I said, put that man in bubble wrap, put him in a protective layer, whatever you can do to keep him healthy, because he is definitely that important. He's that good offensively, and he showed it already. 3 points in his return from injury against Winnipeg. And you got to make them a better offensive team. You've got to upgrade Buffalo offensively with Josh Norris in the lineup. There's no question about that. And we'll see if they can carry that over here to this game against Philly. We've got Colton Ellis likely going to be starting tonight for Buffalo, he's been okay, but not great. I mean, that's basically what you can say about the numbers involving Colton Ellis. But like I said, it's 3 goals against, 8-something save percentage. That's often what you get with a lot of Buffalo's goaltenders. So, and by the way, when I saw this, we know Philly's defense has not played as well because they've been trending over lately. Their defensive game has declined. Their penalty kill has struggled in recent games as well. All 3 meetings last year went over, Sabres Flyers. 6-2-2 to the over in the last 10. And 9 of the last 10 meetings, Sabres Flyers have had at least 6 goals. So if that's true to form, 9 of the last 10 meetings having at least 6 goals, then the worst we can do is push here with this over currently at 6. So I like the over. That's really what I like most of all in this game. It's sidewise, I lean Flyers, but certainly a home dog price off a loss. I would be more interested in maybe Philly first goal, first period than I would be Philadelphia for the full game because I could see Buffalo conceding early. Philly's probably not in a good mood after losing 5-1 to Pittsburgh at home the other night. Just like when I took Pittsburgh first period, first goal that game, didn't love the spot for the Flyers. Wouldn't shock me if Philly gets on the board first, so I might dabble in the first goal, first period with the Flyers here. But primarily over 6 is the look for me in this game. Alex, what do you think? Sabres, Flyers.
I did bet over 6 as well. I got minus $1.15 earlier this morning. I played a little smaller because, of course, with it being a betcast night, we'll look to grab 5.5, and I think we can get 5.5, possibly some plus money. I'm not crazy about this being a high-scoring game early. I think this could be kind of a slow start and then open up. So you can grab the 6 now for a little piece and then add on if you're going to join us on the betcast, or just full on wait and grab 5.5 again. But I do like goals here in the spot.
All right, Perlo, Buffalo, Philly.
Yeah, didn't even talk about the weird line change on this game. Like, what the hell happened there? Somebody freaking said, is somebody whaling this line or something? I don't know. But I was on the team total over last night for Buffalo. I do like the way their offense is rolling right now. Quite often when they get their offense going, it keeps going. Now, their defense usually goes the other direction. Buffalo doesn't do 2 things good at one time. They either do one or the other. So I think that will keep on rolling. And with Ersson in that, I'm not an Ersson fan. I don't think I think if they get 25 shots, they can get 3 here. And I got it at plus 100 last night. Also like the over quite a bit as well. Philadelphia is going to be coming hard. After that Pittsburgh, I can't see them not coming hard after that Pittsburgh game. The only thing that would have me a little bit concerned is if they're it's preaching defense because they lost 5-1. And if that's the case, Buffalo's probably going to win it. There's no reason for that here. You got Ersson in that, go out and score goals, and I think that's what they'll do. So I got Philly also as well to score the first goal, but I also got the over 1.5 and both teams to score in the first period as well. I think this is going to be hot in the first period. Buffalo's coming off feeling good, feeling confident. Feeling like they own the world, and they'll probably do really good in the first period. Then they may get up a little bit, and then Philly will wake up in the third and take it. So I got 3-3 exact score, the draw, and I don't know who's going to win in overtime. But I do like the 3-3 before overtime exact score here.
All right, yeah, good stuff. Yeah, Josh Norris. I will go back to the well. Tonight, still getting, plus 260. That's not going to be around forever if he keeps, piling up the goals and the points at the clip that we think he might. Zegras, Konechny, Tuck, Doan, all on multi-game point streaks, by the way, for these teams respectively going into tonight. So something to keep an eye on.
Shout out to Yaroslav. He's all over Alex Tuck in the chat. So
there you go. Yeah, exactly. Alex Tuck, good stuff there. Like I said, he's been a 2-game point streak for him as well. So, like I said, good run for him of late offensively and for the Buffalo Sabres. And it's amazing how when he's actually more important than you'd think. It seems like when he plays well, they win a lot, Alex Tuck. And certainly we've seen that here the last couple of games. Like he scores in back-to-back games against Minnesota and Winnipeg or multi-games with a point. And look, they win both of those games. All right, Winnipeg, Montreal. We've got Winnipeg minus 120, road favorites, 6 the total in this game. Two slumping. Well, Montreal was actually winning a couple games on the road trip, but then they lost to Colorado, got bombed 7-2, lose to Ottawa 5-2, returning home from that road trip last night. Now it's a back-to-back. Marty St. Louis says he's very disappointed in his team last night, so they're not in a good mood. They're on a back-to-back. Winnipeg has the rest advantage, and they're off one of their worst games. And Scott Arniel kind of mentioned it. We got to be a hell of a lot better than we were against Buffalo, losing 5-1. Just the miscues defensively, the odd man rushes, the turnovers. I mean, it was glaring how bad the Jets were defensively. I mean, it's easy to throw Eric Comrie under the bus. He got pulled in that game for not playing well, but you got to play better in front of your goaltender. You don't have Hellebuck anymore. You have to start playing better defensively in some of these spots. It was so bad they had a players-only meeting after the loss to Buffalo on Monday night. So whether that leads to an inspired effort from the Winnipeg Jets tonight, we will see. But, players-only meeting held after. Of course, it's a team like Buffalo. Losing it to a team like that causes a players-only meeting. So I'm not shocked by that. I'm going to buy into it as far as getting on the board early. And we know Dobish who's going to be in net for Montreal, has had a propensity as far as giving up a goal early in games. So I'm going to get in with Winnipeg first goal, first period tonight. Now, you could say Montreal's chomping at the bit to bounce back, too, because that was a tough loss last night. But I like Jets' first goal in first period, to come out strong a little bit here tonight in this game, coming off the loss to Buffalo, the players-only meeting. I like that quite a bit. This is a betcast. I have the over by Fecta in mind, but I'm going to wait to see if I can get 5.5. Because I do think, because you saw Montreal give up 7 to Colorado, 5 to Ottawa, their last 2 games, Winnipeg giving up 5 to Buffalo on Monday, and both teams really angry and frustrated and upset about their defensive play. Winnipeg the last game and Montreal each of the last 2 games. I think we could have a slow start. That it could take, a few minutes for this game to warm up offensively. All the more reason for me to wait and try to get the overs live tonight during the betcast. Alex, what do you think here? Jets, Canadiens.
Yeah, I will be getting heavier into this game live, but I did take a shot small with the Habs at even money because I saw that number move to now minus $5, $10. So I did grab that earlier today, but I'll be looking to grab more, especially like I said, you like Jets to score first goal, first period. So we should be able to get about plus 130 and plus 140 if that cashes through. I do also like the draw here. This is one of 2 draws I have. I got this at plus 340. And that just kind of predicated on, if the Jets need to have a great effort, they can just hold on and at least get a point out of this game. Cross-conference teams, not really in each other's way. This is a draw season setup. And we've seen a few of these games within the series go to past regulation. So do like the draw pregame, little piece of half, small pregame, but we'll be trying to jump on more in-game along with that first period over as well.
Yeah, that's another reason why I'm waiting for live overs and I don't love the over at all in this game pregame. So I'm going to wait for better numbers, better prices, but I feel compelled to ride the Montreal over streak. It's been nuts. It's like 16-2 or 17-2, 17-3. Like, it's just been crazy. The Montreal game's going over the total. We've talked about it endlessly on this show for the last few weeks, but there's going to be smaller over bets for me in game because I am a little bit concerned that the defense focus really is strong tonight for both teams coming off, Montreal just gave up 12 goals in the last 2 games combined, and Winnipeg just gave up 5 to Buffalo. And they know that defensively is where things have to improve. So that does concern me about loving anything over the total in this game tonight. Perlo, what do you think here? Winnipeg, Montreal.
Yeah, you can have meetings all you want. You can talk about it and get upset about it.
That's true. There's some truth to
do
that.
whatever you want, but you're slow. You're old and slow. You look terrible.
Yeah.
You've looked terrible this whole road trip, not just the end of the road trip, the beginning of the road trip to the end of the road trip. Because
the game's moving too fast for the Jets, and especially some of those blue liners. Like Logan Stanley looks terrible in some of these situations.
Oh,
lately.
gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I
don't want to pick on him, but he's the one that stands out.
He looks really bad.
It's been rough.
And he's not very good. That's the problem. They're not very good. I'm sorry. I love Jonathan Toews, man. The guy had him a poster up on my wall.
Yeah. He's been brutal.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We hate to say it. We were cheering for the guy.
These Montreal guys are going to go out there and play defense against these guys. They're going to see how much faster than they are, and they're going to freaking crush them. I think tonight. I think Winnipeg will try hard. Yeah, sure. They got a lot.
Just
of
give me the
veteran
first
guys.
goal, and then you can do whatever the hell you want after.
Okay,
that.
cool. Yeah, I don't mind that first goal because I like the over first period. So both teams to score is fine with me. But I got Canadiens ML. I got team total over 3 last night at plus 100. I know they haven't been scoring, but this is the perfect place to start right here. Comrie and net and a slow ass Winnipeg team on the road. Was it 7-game road trip? My gosh, what are you going to talk about? You're going to talk about the fact that you're dead tired and you're old. So I got Canadiens ML second period and full game, just a little bit on either one of those. I didn't put a lot on it, but this is my lean, and I'm about 1.5 units split here, and it's great that you got a live betcast because we can do the show. Do the betcast, and then Winnipeg will come out and just bust ass, and everybody can laugh at me for saying what I just said. But that's my lean on it right now. Anyways, I don't see it. I think this is a perfect spot for Montreal.
There it is. Just a reminder. There it is. We just announced it at the beginning of today's show. Patreon exclusive live betcast tonight, 7:00 p.m. Eastern time. We're excited about it. We invite all our Patreon members to tune in. And of course, also join us on the stream. Excited about it. Looking forward to it tonight. Again, this is going to be just a nice shorter 3-hour betcast. We'll be on for the early games, but we will also be on for the. Depends on when the Winnipeg-Montreal game ends. We might be on for just the beginning of the 2 late games with Utah, Anaheim, and Washington, San Jose, but only if the Winnipeg-Montreal game is still going at that point. But yeah, we will be on for the conclusion of the 3 early games for sure, and looking forward to that. So 7:00 p.m. till about 10 p.m. Eastern time approximately tonight. So make sure you join us if you're a Patreon member. We are definitely looking forward to it. All right, next up, we got 2 games left. They are the late games. We've got Utah, Anaheim. We've got Anaheim minus 110, even money, both sides, 6.5 the total in this game. You got Anaheim coming back home following a mini little sojourn on the road for the Ducks, that little 2-game Midwest trip to Chicago and St. Louis, where they lost 5-3 to the Hawks after having a 3-0 lead and not able to bring it home. And then they bounced back and they beat St. Louis 4-1. This is where you got to give Joel Quenneville a hell of a lot of credit. Okay, the 5-3 loss was disconcerting, and we were talking about how they got to kind of fix their defensive issues. He made a couple little subtle adjustments with the D and with the penalty killing units going into that game against St. Louis. And look what happened. They defended better as a team. They made life easier on Ville Husso. The penalty kill was terrific in the win against St. Louis. Now, I'm not going to make it sound like St. Louis has obviously been struggling, but still, that's a tough turnaround. Coaching and adjusting on the fly on a back-to-back on the road, that's Coach Q, man. Creative coaching, quality coaching matters, okay? And that definitely was shown in that great response by Anaheim. I'm still pissed I didn't bet them at that price because I thought, I know it's a St. Louis spot, but St. Louis minus 150 felt a little crazy considering, how much they had been struggling. But nevertheless, they come back home. I don't love the spot here. You had the back-to-back on the road. Now you're coming back home, but I still took them. Quack, 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 quack. Utah's a mess right now. Utah's got issues. Vejmelka gets pulled. And looked awful, by the way, awful on some of those goals against San Jose the other night. And San Jose, look, credit to them, 6-3. They were the better team, but they were let down by just some shoddy goaltending early in that game from Utah. And it didn't get a whole lot better with Vanacek either coming in. So, they've had issues with that. They've had issues where their offense has not been clicking in every game. And more importantly, they've been giving up goals, at times. And it's just they haven't had all elements of their game going. Utah during this 4-game losing streak, and it's now 2-8 for them, going back even further in their last 10 games. So, like I said, it's Anaheim's got issues as far as their goaltending. I'm aware. Mrazek's out, Lukas Dostal's on IR, but Ville Husso is confirmed in net, and Ville Husso is. I put it this way. If you ask me, Ian, would you rather bet Anaheim with Peter Mrazek or Ville Husso? I will say Ville Husso 10 times out of 10. I will say that. I would say that because I think, especially because of the injury, I get it. Mrazek can play well, and he's had a couple of good games this year, no question. But Ville Husso, to me, I thought he came in and played very well against St. Louis. Now, he did have the little element of, playing against his old team that probably got him all ramped up, to play well. But, I do trust him a little bit more than an aging, injury-riddled, decrepit, Mrazek at this stage of his career. I don't know where Utah is going to go in net because Vejmelka gets pulled. He's really had a couple of shaky outings. Vanacek, do you really trust him? So Andre Tourigny's got a tough decision here, and we don't have a goalie confirmed yet for Utah in this game. But, for me, I'm just going to go ahead and take Anaheim minus 110. Total-wise, here's the thing. Anaheim, I'm not betting unders without Dostal. I've said that. No unders for me with Anaheim without Dostal. But Utah just gave up 6 goals and just got ripped up by San Jose. Anaheim is trying, I think, to really gradually tighten things up, knowing Dostal's not there. So, there's reasons to think both teams try to play a little bit more of a cagey affair tonight. But I still won't be betting any unders in Anaheim games without Dostal. Alex, what do you think here? Utah, Anaheim.
Yeah, this is an interesting game. I took a little piece of the draw based off of series history. But this is one where I lean more with Anaheim and probably will grab some Anaheim in game. This is one that the Ducks making adjustments, Coach Q making adjustments with the defense. The thing that we're worried about more with Anaheim, at least I am, is their goaltending. And like you said, the difference between Mrazek and Husso, it really isn't that much. Mrazek, like I said, the issue is just, his durability and injury issues. That obviously puts him in the lower category. But Husso is a guy who can, stem the tide. Right now, this is fine. But if you got to still run with Husso, past New Year's, then things are problematic. So for the moment, this is fine. And Utah, like I said, it don't matter what goalie they have in right now. They seem to have some issues defensively. So I would be leaning more toward over as well. Good live game for me, but only thing I have pregame is the draw. I grab plus 350. 3 of the last 4 meetings have gone past regulation.
Good stuff indeed. By the way, someone that should circle for props is Seneca. Beckett Seneca, 8-game point streak entering tonight for the Anaheim Ducks. And he's really done damage against Utah already. If you look at the head-to-head numbers earlier when they faced each other this season. So, he is definitely in a good zone right now. Like I said, an 8-game point streak right now for Beckett Seneca in this game. So, like I said, he's been obviously, there's been a lot of players in good form right now offensively for the Ducks. Leo Carlson, Chris Kreider, Mason McTavish is on a 4-game point streak. But Beckett Seneca, just, if he's going to start doing this, look, just makes them, you can't shut down everybody. And when you got multiple players going like they are right now for Anaheim, it's tough to stop. What do you think here, Perlo? Utah, Anaheim?
Yeah, I'm a little bit on the opposite with you guys here. Believe it or not. You look at, they had the terrible thing that happened with Keller's dad. And I think it's kind of taken a little bit of time for kind of them to get their bearings here. It's like some things are more important than the game. But Rico and I were on the show last night. Rico brought up, he really has a gut on this, and I kind of get it. It's like they're heading to Canada after this. They haven't won in a while. There has been that sort of difficulty. I just feel like this is the rallying cry game for them. They're leaving the United States. They're going to Canada. I think you're going to see them come out really hard in this game. This is a great betcast game because if they come out slow, like you're saying, I'm switching. But if they come out like I think they're going to be coming out here, you got Husso. That was a huge game for him in St. Louis. I think it was huge. Playing against his old team. I could see him being a little bit of a kind of spot here. It's just sort of a nothing game in comparison. And Anaheim in general is, I think, coming in a little fat, where Utah is coming in with a lot more to need to win in this spot. So I actually like Utah in this spot. Full game, not so much. But I do like the over in this game. I think Anaheim might want to try to play defensively all they want. But if Utah's coming out like I think they are, I don't think they're coming here to try to shut Anaheim down. I think that would be a foolish move, to tell you the honest truth. I think your best bet here is you got Husso in net. Let's see if we can get our goal scoring going and give it a shot. You got to the point now where you've lost on the road so much that you can't play scared anymore. And I'm pretty sure that's what a coach is going to say here. coach is saying, we have nothing to lose now. All we have to do is go out and play the game. This just feels like it. And it feels like Keller really bringing this team together and having a good one here today. So I like the over 6.5. I like both teams to score in the first period. I like Utah over. I got Utah over 3 at -140. A little bit on the ML, and I like Utah first period puck line. I think Utah is going to have a really good first period here. And then I got a fun little one because I think they are going to come out really hard, and I think they're going to set the pace. And with the 2 goaltenders that are likely in there, I got first period a goal in the first 10 first period. And then I also have a goal in the first 10 in the second period. And I got that at +115 at 0.2 at FanDuel for a quarter. I got Keller over shots a lot here for all the reasons I just said. That's one of my biggest ones. And for all my props, go over to Perlo's NHL POW. This is, not a 3-hour program, so I can't put all my props.
That's true. You're right. Yeah, I think Perlo's got me beat in volume, and that is saying something right there, no doubt. Yeah, I mean, it's been a obviously nightmare week for Clayton Keller. I mean, obviously with the passing of his father, and I think I think that's part of it, Jonathan. That's a great point. Maybe he's hit a wall emotionally, mentally. It's like you go through a grieving process, and then it really does hit you maybe a week or even 2 weeks later that, man, he's gone, and when you lose a parent. So from that standpoint,
and it comes back and forth in waves. I can tell you that firsthand. So
yes, no doubt. And you're going to have moments where just all the memories, come back, and you're in that spot where it just hits you all over again like a ton of bricks. So like I said, we're feeling, the sympathy for him. There's no doubt it's been a tough, trying time, no question about that. Like I said, this is not a great scheduling spot for Anaheim, so there's some truth to what Perlo said. This could be an opportunity for Utah to get out to a start early, but boy, they're scuffling. I
get not taking Utah here, no doubt about it.
Yeah. They're scuffling. That's why they're in a really bad way on the ice. They've got obviously the captain Keller dealing with his personal situation off the ice. So yeah, it's tough times right now for Utah. For me, it's tough to back them, but I applaud you for trying to do so. All right, next up, we've got Washington and San Jose. Washington -150, road favorites. Total here 6 across the board. You know what we're doing here. San Jose +130. Now, look, I know Washington we're going heads up here against a really good red-hot Washington team. I get it. They're playing really good hockey. They're scoring goals right now. But this is where I think they hit their stumbling block. They had the one stopover on the road against the Islanders, and they won that game on a Sunday afternoon. Then you fly out to Los Angeles. You play the Kings last night, and it's a very hard, heavy type of game, and grind your way to victory in that game. That's exactly what the Capitals did. And now, back-to-back, 3rd and 4 nights, New York, Long Island to L.A. travel, and now L.A. to San Jose travel, 3rd road game in 4 nights. This is where I think it catches up to Washington here a little bit. Tough spot against a speedy, fast, rested San Jose Sharks team that is going to be able to really come after Washington in waves and really test the mobility, the freshness, if you will, of this Washington blue line, which, look, still has some aging pieces on it. Let's not kid ourselves. A lot of these guys are on the back end of 30 years old on this Washington blue line. And obviously Chikrin's played great, but Fehervari's up there. Carlson's up there. Matt Roy and TVR even have been around a long time now. And speed and the puck movement, like the Will Smith goal is a perfect example of that in the second period against Utah the other night, where he's just moving the puck so quick that the other team just can't react. And you could see instances of that here tonight. In this game against Washington, where they're just the puck movement and zip, bing, bing, bing all over the place with their great puck movement and obviously incredible skill that this team has with the young core. It could be a challenge on a back-to-back where travel fatigue and physical fatigue and mental fatigue sets in when you're playing 3 and 4 on the road with significant east to west travel. So I think that could catch up a little bit here to Washington. So yeah, for me, I'm going to go Sharks money line team total over split, which is usually the way I've gone about it back in the Sharks here. And plus we get Charlie Lindgren, the weaker of the two netminders tonight in this game compared to Logan Thompson, who got the start last night for the Washington Capitals. So Lindgren, I like over by Fecta a little bit too, but I like the San Jose looks more. That's where I'm at. So I'll sprinkle an over by Fecta. I think it's worth a shot here. I think San Jose will really try to crank up the pace of the game, knowing who the opponent is, Washington, and the 3 and 4 that they're playing on the road. But certainly I like the San Jose money line and team total over split. And again, with the these San Jose team totals, talked about it in the Utah game, and we'll talk about it the other night, and we'll talk about it again here. You're getting cheap prices. And then this is not nearly as cheap, but still minus 128 at FanDuel for an over 2.5 on San Jose with their team total. So I like it. What do you think here, Alex? Final game, Washington, San Jose.
Yeah, I'm all over San Jose as a dog here in this spot. And like I said, I just felt like with Washington, the travel and the spot, this just seems like a place where they can get tripped up. We've seen San Jose play this Caps team well. Some weaker San Jose teams play some better Caps teams and give them trouble, especially at home. This just seemed like a good spot. Once again, the back the Sharks, the dog. I didn't take team total here. May look to grab that at a cheaper price a couple minutes into the game. I'm seeing 128 to 135. I can get something maybe closer to 110 range. Pick them or plus price. I'll add that too, but I definitely like the Sharks here, and I do have a bargain bin in this contest.
We need that Uncle Phil clip for what Ryan's saying. How many games in a row have we lost fading Washington? We? I had Washington last night against LA for a small piece. Who's we? It's not me. Can't be including me in that question. I haven't been fading Washington much at all during this. Once I did, and that was Toronto on Black Friday. That was the one time. I just loved that spot for Toronto, and they couldn't hold the lead. That's it. I haven't been betting against Washington much during this win streak of theirs. But last night I was on Washington. I think tonight's the night. I really do. And it's not just that I think tonight's the night. It's San Jose's undervalued every night right now. They are 9-2 at home in their last 11 home games, okay? 9-2 in their last 11 home games. And they've beaten teams as good or better than Washington at home during this 9-2 stretch at home. So, like I said, I think combined with the tough spot for Washington, San Jose showing an ability to punch up in weight class. I think Sharks have the potential here to get another home W tonight. What do you think here, Perlo, tonight, San Jose, Washington?
Well, there's a couple more things too. This is just was this just a 2-game road trip out west, and then they're going back to play Columbus. They're going back to play division opponents after this. This is such a letdown spot for them. It's not to mention I've been saying all along that I'll start fading San Jose when they start playing teams they already beat, and they haven't played Washington before because there's still this. There's still this perception, especially with these
That's an interesting theory. So you think on the second look, San Jose is going to struggle against some of the better teams.
Yeah. Then they're going to be like, well, wait a sec. We better go into the room and study this team up a little bit because nobody has done that for 5 years. And I'm sure Washington wasn't sitting there before they went out to LA and study San Jose after this game. And they got Columbus and they won the game the day before. It's a perfect spot for San Jose. Absolutely. So, I got San Jose first period, San Jose team total over 2.5. What I do is I'll go heavy on 2.5 and I'll put a little bit on the 3. So like a unit and a quarter, and then if they get the 3.5, then I get both. And if not, I cover my 2.5 a little bit. So if it doesn't work out that way, but also for sure, this is the one thing Washington will do is shoot. They're the 5th highest shooting team in the league, and San Jose is 30th in shots against, and you have Askarov in that. Over 25.5 saves for Askarov. That's for sure. And of course, all the normal stuff, Smith for a goal, all that kind of stuff like that for sure.
That is the one little powder keg that could explode eventually at some point in San Jose's face. They are subjecting their goaltenders to high volume shots.
Yeah.
Some pretty good danger chances at times. And at some point that's going to be a concern for them. But Askarov's been handling it extremely well. He's been great. Outside of Wallstedt, I don't know if there's a younger goalie in the league playing better right now than Yaroslav Askarov for San Jose outside of Wallstedt, of course. There's no one better than Wallstedt right now as far as a young goalie, but Askarov's been great. He has been confirmed just a few moments ago, by the way, so I was expecting him anyway. I didn't expect Nedeljkovic to get this start. It is indeed going to be Askarov. So like I said, they are in a wild card spot. Yes, San Jose's in a playoff spot right now.
Yeah.
Like I said, slow down, easy for those of you saying San Jose is going to make the playoffs now. We got lots of hockey left.
December 3rd.
It's December 3rd.
I was going to ask Alex something about Askarov because I remember when I was like so big on Pamelka.
Yeah.
And one of the things he said was, well, how is he going to be when he stops getting shots? How do you, when do you see because like when he stops getting volume of shots like that, when he has to wait a little bit and then he has to, that's what you said about Pamelka before.
Oh, yeah. He's a repetition guy.
Do you see the same difficulties with Askarov?
Not necessarily, no. I mean, like I said, he's a guy who, like I said, has been used to high volume workload, it seems. But I don't see where, he's a guy who, if he goes 4 minutes without seeing the puck, that all of a sudden now he's just gonna kind of break down and give up a soft goal. I don't necessarily see that right now. But obviously getting a better look at him. But no, I don't see that so far.
No, it's just you said that about Pamelka. What's going to happen when the shot falls? Like he's getting
right. And that's a thing, especially when you have and there's something to keep in mind. It's a good point because when you have a young goalie, he's now getting this is his first official long cup of coffee in the league, and he's used to high volumes of shots. So yeah, if he becomes reliant on I need this workload to get myself engaged in the game, and then all of a sudden the defense gets better, and now or the offense is having a great night, and he has these lapses. Maybe do we see a game where San Jose jumps out to a 3-0 lead, and then all of a sudden he gives up 2 quick soft goals? That's something to keep an eye on.
He's going to have some bad games eventually. Hopefully,
sure, that's what I'm saying. And but just the way in which he has a bad game is what you want to see.
No.
Oh, yeah, good stuff. As far as, like I said, Tom Wilson's on if you believe in riding goal streaks, I mean, Tom Wilson, 3 games in a row with a goal. Will Smith, 3 games in a row with a goal. Protas has scored in back-to-back games. Keep an eye on that. Certainly there's definitely a couple that I'm kind of interested in here. My bargain bin is going to come from this game. So I will mention that in just a few moments. Good stuff. That's a wrap for the Wednesday card, but not a wrap for us today because we are going to be back in a little under 4 hours from now, 7:00 p.m. Eastern, Patreon exclusive live betcast, our December live betcast exclusive to Patreon members. We will have another betcast, of course, coming up this month, which will be free for all. We'll actually announce that date tomorrow on the show for the free for all betcast in the month of December. But again, tonight, our Patreon exclusive live betcast, 7 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you join us. Become a Patreon member at patreon.com/iceguys, $10 per month. Goalie charts, totals charts, bonus content, all the sides, totals, player props, every single day. The betting card posted on the Patreon page. So make sure you check that out. And, of course, access to our exclusive Patreon live betcast tonight. Get on board. Your subscription and membership goes a long way to supporting the show and keeping it going long term. $10 per month. Patreon.com/iceguys.
And also check out the Ice Guys store, iceguys.myspreadshop.com. Cyber Week is here. For the next 5 days, you can save 20% off all items in the store. This is a great time to get Christmas gifts under the tree, and you want to get them now because, like I said, things are coming in hot and heavy, and with the weather and shipping and things of that nature, you want to have it in time. So take advantage of this 20% off all week long. Hit the redeem button at the page, add your things to the cart, and 20% will be taken out at checkout. That's Cyber Week for the next 5 days, 20% off at iceguys.myspreadshop.com.
Take advantage. Cyber Week, 20% off any item at the store, and do it now because you still might get it by Christmas Day if you get it now. So all the more reason to take advantage of that. Yes, iceguys.myspreadshop.com. Oh, yeah, I forgot, wizardsportspicks.com. Make sure you check them out. I'll be doing Beyond the Lines for Thursday. Check it out, wizardsportspicks.com. 7-2 all sports last night over at the website. So make sure you check out the premium picks from all the great handicappers. I'm there. Alex is there. Matt Robinson's there. It's a great group, great streaks going on across the site. So check it out, wizardsportspicks.com. And yes, I wanted to highlight Jonathan's comment. Washington looked very uninterested last night, which speaks volumes about how bad that was for Los Angeles. Washington looks uninterested, and LA still loses last night, that game to the Washington Capitals. Yeah. Good. Looks good on that Jim Hiller I couldn't resist saying that. All right, bargain bin special of the night and best bets coming up right after we hear from our great Ice Guy sponsors.
Wizard Sports Picks, featuring the finest handicappers in the universe. Sharp insights, trusted picks, and relentless results. We strive to help you become consistent winners. This is Wizard Sports Picks.
Kings and Queens shop.
Thanks to all our sponsors, of course. A bonus solid fire today because it's a betcast day. That's our new rule going forward. Betcast days, we get you solid fire. Check it out, Royal Cannabis, royalcannabisshop.com, 20% off with promo code ICEGUYS. All right, bargain bin special of the night for this Wednesday. Alex, we'll start with you. Bargain bin special of the night.
Let's keep it simple with that San Jose Washington game. We'll go with one of the hottest scorers in the league right now, Macklin Celebrini. I like him to get 2 goals in this. You can get that at 10-1 at FanDuel. So Macklin Celebrini to hit the net twice for San Jose at 10-1. That is my bargain bin special for this betcast night.
All right, the Mac attack. Macklin Celebrini over 1.5 goals plus 1,000. 10-1 for Alex with bargain bin special of the night. Perlo, bargain bin special of the night.
Okay, I forgot all about bargain bin, but I'm gonna go with.
Say it ain't so.
I know. I'm good. I got it though. I think with Seguin going out there, I think Big Ben there. Those guys are close friends. I think he's gonna have a big game today. I'm gonna take him at plus 380 to score a goal for Dallas, and I'm gonna take Norris to get 2 points again. I'm gonna do that.
All right, there you go. Josh Norris. Why not ride the hot Andy? Certainly looked like the no rust for him coming back. He was terrific against Winnipeg, so we'll see if he can continue to make an impact offensively tonight for the Buffalo Sabres on the road in Philadelphia. For my bargain bin special of the night, Washington, San Jose. This player's on the second line right now for the San Jose Sharks, and he scored one of their goals the other night against the Utah Mammoth in that 6-3 win. His you know what his social media handle is? Hockey God. Hockey Gaud. Adam Gaudette. Pretty good actually nickname there. Username. Adam Gaudette, San Jose. Plus 510 is the best price out there right now with him. So Adam Gaudette, San Jose, plus 510 up on the second line. We will go with that for bargain bin special of the night for this Wednesday. All right, best bets. Wow. 3-0 sweep from me, Alex, and Matty Rob on the Tuesday show. We'll see if we can duplicate that with a 3-0 best bet sweep tonight with the three of us. Alex, start with you. What do you like for best bet?
Head right on back to the Shark Tank. Give me the home team plus 130, like San Jose, to end this run of the Caps right now. So give me the home team as a dog, San Jose on the money line.
San Jose, plus 130. Do you know the way to San Jose? All right, San Jose, plus 130 for Alex. Best bet. Perlo, best bet.
Well, that was my side as well. So I always take 2 because I'm not here very often. So I'll go with props again. I like Norris to get 2 points. I like him to score. Over 1.5 shots is minus 120 right now for him to get 2 shots on the top line. Yeah. That's my biggest bargain bin. And I'm going to go with that Askarov over 25.5 saves.
All right, my best bet, we're going to go to another over. Last night we cashed it with Montreal, Ottawa. Let's go to the city of brotherly love, and hopefully there's some love for some goals tonight in Philadelphia with the Sabres and Flyers. We got a three straight overrun in the series, 6-2-2 in the last 10. All 9 of the last 10 have had at least 6 goals head-to-head, and I think we'll see goals tonight. Erson's been susceptible. Philly's defense has regressed in the last few games. Buffalo is a better offensive team with Josh Norris in the lineup. So Sabres Flyers over 6 -110 for my best bet for this Wednesday NHL card. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Hit the like button. We appreciate it very much. Again, betcast tonight, Patreon exclusive. Make sure you join us 7 p.m. Eastern time, and to be part of the betcast, either to watch it and or join us live on the stream, you must be a member. So get to the site, patreon.com/iceguys, and get on board for just $10 a month to be part of our betcast tonight. A reminder, the Ice Guys is live 7 days a week, Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern, Saturday and Sunday, noon Eastern. If you can't watch the show live, download the Ice Guys podcast in audio form on all major podcast platforms. For Alex B. Smith and Perlo, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Wednesday. We'll see you at 7 p.m. Eastern tonight to our Patreon members for the Patreon exclusive live betcast, and again for the Daily Show tomorrow on Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Ice Guys.